When using track changes, Word normally notes the originator of a particular comment or a change. This information can then be displayed so that other readers can know who did what. If you want comments and changes to be anonymous, then there are a couple of things that you can do as described in this quick tip. In the world of academic or scientific publishing, documents often go through a process of peer review before publication. The reviewers, called referees in some disciplines, are supposed to remain anonymous from the person who originally wrote the article. As referees are reviewing documents, they keep track changes turned on so that modifications and comments are easily visible. You can see the effect of that in the document that's on the screen, where there's multiple comments and edits, and my name is associated with each of those comments and edits. Well, that's the problem. As part of the Track Changes feature, Word also tracks the name of the person who made a particular change. If the original author got the document back, then that author could see who made the change, and all of this is supposed to remain anonymous. It is possible, of course, to tell the referees to make a change or two to Word prior to making any changes in the document being reviewed. All they would have to do is go over to the File tab of the ribbon and then click on Options. And here within the General Options, they can change the username and initials that are shown in the dialog box. Now, they would have to change them to something else, like maybe Reviewer number 1 or just Reviewer, because if you just delete the information that are in these two boxes, then Word goes ahead and puts the old information back in once you click on OK. But if they make a change to something other than just deleting them, and then click on OK, then any changes they make in the future will include the name that's specified in those options. Of course, this approach only works if the referee uses it before they start making comments in the paper. If they don't, then you still need to anonymize the comments and changes in the document so that you can hide the identity of the reviewer from the original author of the paper. This is where a tool called the Document Inspector can come in quite handy. All you need to do is go over to the File tab of the ribbon and click Info at the left side of the screen. Notice that there's an option here that says Inspect Document. All we have to do is click on Check for Issues right here, and then we can choose Inspect Document from the options that are given. It displays the Document Inspector. In most cases, you can go ahead and just accept the default options that are presented here. We don't need to worry about ink in a desktop system or anything else, but all of these other options should be selected, and then all you have to do is click on Inspect. In the Document Inspector dialog box, we then see all of the personal information that was found within this document. If you want to get rid of just the names in the comments and changes, then go ahead and click on the Remove All button that's next to the Document Properties and Personal Information setting right here. You don't want to click on the one that's right above it for comments, revisions, and versions, because if you do that, it will get rid of the actual comments and markup that have been made within the document. That's probably something that you don't want to have happen because you do want the author to be able to see the comments that were left on the document. Now all we have to do is click the Close button, and we can go back to our document. And notice that things are still showing my name here for all of these edits and for all of these comments. But it says up at the top that the personal information removal has been enabled. That means that the next time that we save this document, that identifying information will actually be removed from the document. There's also other identifying information that is removed by this process as well, so you should only use this method if you don't mind that information also being removed. This is things like author information that's stored in the properties area and things like that. Generally, that's not a big deal, but because the changes made by the document inspector are not finalized until you save the document, you may actually want to use the Save As command. I'll press F12 here, which brings up the Save As dialog box. And we're going to save this with a number 2 on it. And now it's going to be saved in the file format. We can say OK. Notice that my name was removed from each of these edits and from each of the comments, and instead the word author is put in there. This document I can now send to the original author of the document to be able to see the comments that were made, but they won't see who actually made the comments then. And because I saved this document using Save As, I still have the original document that I can go back to later if I need to. I hope that you found this quick tip helpful. If you did, well, you might consider signing up for the free Word Tips newsletter. Information is in the notes just below this video. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today.